Hey, what's up guys? So today I'm just going to do a little UFC update video. So today we got Eddie Alvarez versus Dustin the Diamond Poirer as the main event. We got Tecia Torres versus Joanna and Jedrzejczyk, and the co-main event is Jeremy Stephens versus Jose Aldo. So really stacked card. The rest of the card is actually this whole card is stacked head to toe. But I'm just going to do my predictions for the top 3 fights because I don't want this video to be too long. And also too because I want to talk to you about what the UFC is planning to announce. So it's already official. I'm almost 100% positive. It's already official for October 6th. We're gonna have Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Conor McGregor. If Conor doesn't duck out of the fight somehow, and yeah, it's gonna be freaking awesome. And then supposedly Tony Ferguson is gonna fight the winner of Eddie Alvarez, Dustin Poirer on the same card. So that way, if somebody pulls out, Tony Ferguson could jump in or something. So I have speculation to believe. I know people in the UFC, and I've just been in the fight game for 9 years now. I've met a lot of people, and I got a lot of, I don't know. I've just heard through the grapevine that anyways, that they're going to announce this at tonight's UFC. At UFC Fight Night, they're going to put it all on the big screen and everything, and they're going to do a big announcement for Khabib versus Conor. So, yeah, so that's going to be freaking awesome. So make sure to watch tonight's UFC. I'll try to. This video will be up a couple hours after this up. The prelims should start. So it's on Fox Sports 1, totally free. They're in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. So awesome. I think it's Dana White's birthday too. So it's supposed to be a crazy card, crazy night. It's gonna be awesome. And I think that's also why they picked tonight to announce this fight. Also, do Conor's thing with the court just got out. And he just got like a little slap on the wrist. Because he's Illuminati or whatever. But anyways, okay. So let's get in. Let's start with the girls, Joanna and Tecia. So now Joanna, she had the longest run for. She was like almost tied Ronda Rousey's record, or she did tie Ronda Rousey's record. I think she did tie it, but she didn't break it for most title defenses by a woman. And she really only lost. She lost 2 fights in a row, but they were to the same person. They were both to the champ Rose. To me, that's kind of just like losing 1 fight when you fight the same person. And she definitely did significantly better the second fight than she did the first fight. The first fight, she got knocked the hell out in the first round. Second fight went all 5. She thinks she won, but I was at the fight. No, Rose won that fight. The whole audience and everybody. I think Joe Rogan is the only person in the world that thinks Joanna won that fight. And Joanna, I guess. But, yeah. Rose kicked her ass. Every time Rose hit her, you rocked her. But Tecia Torres, this is Raquel Pennington's wife or girlfriend or whatever. And, she comes from a good camp. She's always been really good. She's got a strong... I want to say she's probably the better grappler, but Joanna's the better striker. So there's going to be a little bit of striker versus grappler. I think Joanna's experience will come into play. I'm going to say Joanna's going to win this one by decision. I think this might be a decision, actually. I could see it going either way, though. This fight could go either way. And I could see one of them getting knocked out. But I'm going to say this one's probably going to be a decision. But who knows? Anything's possible. So I put my money on it. I put Joanna. Decision victory. Okay, next we're going to go to the co-main event, which is crazy because we got Jose Aldo and Jeremy Stephens. Okay, Jeremy Stephens is on like a huge winning streak. I don't think he's lost a fight since he fought Frankie Edgar. But then again, Jose Aldo beat Frankie Edgar twice. But I think that's just because Frankie Edgar has... Jose Aldo has Frankie Edgar's number. And kind of MMA math doesn't really work. Well, sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't. It's kind of like real math. But anyways, the way I see it is I think Stephens is going to... I think Aldo's kind of at the end of his career. I think his mental game's not there. When your mental game's not there, your physical game's not there. So I'm saying Stephens is going to knock Aldo the hell out in the first round, I think. I think Stephens hits way harder than anyone Aldo's fought in a while. That's not saying Aldo doesn't hit hard. Aldo, those leg kicks... If Aldo shows up, he shows up. But I have a feeling that Stephens is going to pour it on him early and crack him with 1. I think if Stephens lands 1, the fight's over. So I'm going to say Stephens by vicious knockout in the first round, and we might have a new title contender at that weight class. Not that he's not already, but there's a couple guys in line before him, but I think this might bump him up. So we're going to say first round knockout, Jeremy Little Heathen Stephens. Okay, next we got the main event, which is a rematch. We got Eddie Alvarez versus Dustin the Diamond Poirer. Okay, if you didn't see the first fight started like this. All stand up, basically, the whole fight. Poirier started landing some real crisp striking the first round. He was using a lot of good footwork, a lot of in and out movements, and he was being very technical. And he started to piece up Alvarez pretty good. Second round comes out, Alvarez actually starts turning it on a little bit, and you know he's a little beat up, but he starts coming alive, you know. And Alvarez actually, I think, started winning the fight in round 2, and then he had Dustin against the fence, and he threw 3 knees. The first 2 were legal, the second one was an illegal knee, and this was like literally a week after they changed the rules, but they were still using the old rules. They like, I guess supposedly they got told one rules in the like dressing room, and then they got told like different rules cage side. So I can see where there is some confusion, but the doctors came in and everything, and like literally Dustin just looked like a bitch. Like he basically was like, ah, I'm done, you know. So then they made it a no contest. I think Dustin thought if he couldn't continue, they were going to give him a win, because they were going to say, oh well, that was illegal, this guy's DQ'd, which maybe they should have done. But I think the fact that he was kind of like beating around the bush about it, Herb Dean was like, no, fuck this. I'm just making it a no contest. That's what it seemed like to me. Like, it honestly seemed like they were thinking about giving it a DQ, but the way Dustin was just like, it was like he was milking it. And like, I don't know, I could totally see he was milking it. Maybe that's just how I was reading him. But based off cornering other people, fighting myself, being in the fight game for a while, just reading body language, it looked like he quit. And honestly, I think Alvarez thinks that too. I think Alvarez knows that. So it was kind of I wish they would have done the rematch right away. But yeah, instead they made Eddie Alvarez do the Ultimate Fighter against Justin Gaethje, which gets into a whole nother conspiracy theory in itself, which was that Eddie Alvarez didn't take down Conor McGregor and kept the fight standing and threw the fight so he could get a bunch of money and get to coach the Ultimate Fighter as long as he beat Poirier. Because at the time, Poirier was coming off a bad knockout loss to Michael Johnson, and everyone just assumed he was going to roll through him. But then it was a draw, and then they still gave Eddie Alvarez the coaching job. And then they said, like, screw you to Dustin Poirier, and everybody thought it was kind of weird. But I don't know, that's one speculation. I've seen a lot of people talk about that he threw the fight against Conor for a bunch of money and to be coach on the Ultimate Fighter. Like a guaranteed spot as long as he beat Poirier, and they thought he was going to destroy Poirier. But I don't know. Who knows? We're not going to get into that. But I think Eddie Alvarez is going to kick his ass. I think it could be a lot like the first fight. I think Dustin might turn it on early, but I think Eddie's going to turn it on late. I feel like Eddie's one of those guys, he can take a better beating. If you saw the Gaethje fight, like both their Gaethje fights kind of told a little bit about the fighters. Like Poirier was getting his leg eaten up like crazy, and you could tell he was like messing with him mentally a little. Like he was thinking about it a lot. He was switching his stance. He kept grimacing in pain. If you watch Eddie's fight, he had like the worst hematoma I've ever seen. It looked like he had a second face, and it was like it didn't even faze him. He didn't even care. Like he actually started fighting better. You know, it wasn't like he wasn't being cautious to not get hit in the face anymore or anything. He was just like pouring it on him. And I think Eddie's he's been more of those wars. I don't know. I also think he's got a better chin. Dustin has been knocked out a couple times, and well, they both have. But I mean, I don't know. I just feel like Eddie's got a little better of a chin. But I'm gonna go Eddie Alvarez. I'm gonna say second round TKO, maybe third round, but I'll go with second round. So those are my predictions. Once again, super jacked about Conor versus Khabib. We're all team Khabib all the way. If you don't know that, then I don't know. I don't even know why you're watching this video. Okay, so thank you guys for watching. Next one, I'll try to get my buddy Nate in here to do some fight predictions, and we can BS a little bit about the fights. But for right now, you just got me. So I'm gonna be watching the fights tonight. You guys should too.